is up, guys? So for the first actual building episode of the Gotham Mock series, I decided to start with the 8-Ball Bar and Lounge from several comics and in some of the shows, with its first appearance being in the Batman Eternal, issue number 1 in 2014. And it's a low-life hangout for a lot of thugs in Gotham. As you can see out front, we've got some thugs and mobsters doing their thing. This 8-ball sign on the front was a key element I knew I wanted to put in this, and it's super fragile, sadly. As you can see, it's just holding on to there, and I did a lot of different things to try and get that 8-ball look, but it was very complicated. And then as you can see here, this is kind of focusing in on some of the curving ideas I've got going on. That wedge piece right there I ordered 1,000 of from the Czech Republic, so that was great, and I just have to buy some of the actual rounded piece to go with it, so I'm waiting for those to come in from Brick Link. But other than that, this is sort of the design layout I've got going for the roads, and will be pretty consistent throughout. So it's just that snot piece and then a bunch of 1x different variation dark grays. And I really like the way the road's turning out so far. I plan to keep this going in future mocks. As you can see, the road's starting to turn a little bit, so I'll have to figure out the curb some more there once I connect it to the next thing. But then, as you can see there, I'm putting in sort of a show like the alley's ending, sneak peek into the next build. That little open alley right there is actually going to connect to Monarch Theater. And so as you can see, the detailing there flows all the way through and back to that open alleyway I was just talking about, and that's going to be where Bruce Wayne's parents die. Crucial scene, and I decided to wait to put his actual parents in until the Monarch Theater is done to go with it. I just thought it'd stand out a little bit better. But so that's what we got going on there. We've got more detailing, like I said, on the curbs. Really try to not just go with a smooth look and give it a lot of detail. We've got a bunch of different stuff as it kind of switches in. As I said, that road is gonna be turning. And then a few builds back here I was really happy with. Super simple, but I think they turned out really good. We've got some packages, a little mouse, as well as that dumpster that was back there. And then these are just some general mobsters. The 8-Ball's kind of a hangout for a bunch of Gotham gangsters, as well as some villains make an appearance of this. I believe Calendar Man once did. Don't quote me on that, but that's from the research I could find. And then we've got these sort of, I guess, gutters going along it. I'm not sure what they are. I just thought they looked cool. I was really happy with how they turned out. And as for the front of it, those window arches are actually copy and paste from a Christmas set. But this tree up here was totally my own. I am really happy with how it turned out. I don't think the roof needs much more. I might throw like Catwoman on there later or something. But some of these builds in this series, you guys will see, I'm just trying to keep simple. And as you're about to see, they are all going to be modular. That is a theme going into this mock. So everything will be 100% modular. I think it's going to help me with both transportation and displayability. So as you guys can see, like, we've got some detail in here, so you can open it up and it's not just a blank room inside. So as you can see, we got this pool table in here. That was super fun to build. I really enjoyed doing that. Very simple, but I think it looks great. I'm really happy with how it turned out. We've got some columns in the room, and as you can see, we've got a bookshelf holding some more pool cues on the side there, a few tables in the corner of the room, and the room is actually on a little bit of a, not a slant, but like, as you can see, those tables are actually raised and elevated from the rest of the room. And then we got this guy, a little story, I feel like he's got to hit a ball in on that shot or else something bad's going to happen to him with those mobsters out front. And then as we come downstairs, I've got that opened up too, but not nearly as much detail, just because, you know, I got to save pieces and some of the rooms aren't going to be opened up. So on the back we have this little lookout where, I might add some characters later if I have some figures left over, just trying to get through all these builds first before I start throwing a ton of figures at each. And I was actually really happy that, like, olive green, I think, Lego color is my favorite color to do in Lego. And a lot of the renditions of the 8-Ball bar are green. So I was really happy I was able to do that. And as you guys can tell, like, a lot of these builds, I'm trying to give it my own twist. But overall, really happy with how this turned out. Make sure you guys come back to the next episode. and we'll be finishing up that theater to go right alongside this. So thanks for sticking around, guys. See you in the next one.